everybody, it's me, Courtney, and welcome back to my channel. I finally got the new pages for my Erin Condren planner, so today I am going to be doing my Paycheck 1 for January. So I do plan on making some stickers for my planner just to make it a little bit prettier to look at, but for now I'm just going to stay with a blank page and write in what I need to. So let's see. As always, please forgive my spelling, because I've just never really been the best. Wow, that's literally the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so hopefully I can get a sticker to cover that, because it's pretty bad. So I'm going to start with my bills and expenses like usual. And as I've explained in other videos, this budget right here shows half of what I owe, or what I have to pay for the month, because my paycheck number 1 plus my paycheck number 2 is what I pay towards the next month. So I'm going to start with my PayPal. This is my current debt snowball. And we're at $42 for this paycheck. That is because I added the minimum payment from Credit 1 to my PayPal. So this is no longer the minimum payment. This is actually the minimum payment plus Credit 1's minimum payment. Next, I have my car payment, which is getting $100 this week. My private student loan, which is getting $109 this week. My federal I missed a letter. My federal student loan, which is getting $35.50. My Planet Fitness, which is gonna get $10, and my Spotify, which is also getting $10. So my total is going to equal $306.50. Now I did pre-write this out in my old journal or notebook, so that way I knew exactly what the numbers were going to look like before I wrote them in here, because this is my pretty planner, and I want to make sure this is what I like to look at. So my rough draft is in my old notebook, and this is where my final draft is going. So now I'm going to actually change things up a bit. I'm going to split these two categories. So I'm going to do cash envelopes, and you'll see what I'm doing in just a second. Now for cash envelopes, I carry around my gas, which I decided to lower to $60. My spending, which is $60. My groceries, which is $60. However, I may increase this because I've been feeding myself and my boyfriend lately, and I've gone a little bit over budget the past couple times, no matter how hard I try with coupons. And then I have date night. So the total for my cash envelopes. Now I'm splitting them up because these 4 right here are the ones that I keep in my wallet. My sinking funds do not stay in my wallet. So 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 50. So that's going to be $230. So over here, I am going to do my sinking funds. And this way I can better visualize how much is going into each sinking fund. And I really just think this is going to help me budget my sinking funds, and just in case I have a low pay week or something like that happens, I can adjust these more specifically. That way you guys can see exactly where the money is going, and I can see exactly where the money is going. So the first one is the apartment fund. I've said this before, my boyfriend and I are saving to either get our own apartment or buy land or something like that. So we both contribute $40 every other week to the apartment fund envelope. We have medical, which I told you I am no longer taking out in cash because I pay all of my medical bills by checks. However, I did want to include it in the sinking funds so that way I can keep track of it a little bit better. This makes sense in my head. I know it's not going to work for everybody else, but that's why budgeting is unique to each person, and you could easily move this somewhere else. Next is car maintenance. This also gets $20. Car maintenance is for anything like oil changes, registration, AAA, and I also like to think of this as a secondary emergency fund. If I need a new tire or something, I can pull from my car maintenance fund before I pull from my emergency fund, which means I'm not damaging my emergency fund nearly as much, because instead of taking, let's say, $400 out of the emergency fund, I could potentially only need to take $200 out because I had this additional sinking fund. Especially for people who have cars that break down quite often, I think this is a really good idea. So next is travel. And this gets $10. I bumped this down just because traveling, while my boyfriend and I really enjoy traveling, it's not a huge priority for us at the moment, specifically me, because I'm trying to reduce my spending. Next is garden, and this gets $10. I absolutely love gardening. This is what keeps me sane in the summer. It also ends up saving me a lot in my grocery bill in the summer because I love fresh produce. So once I start my seedlings, I'll have more videos about my garden and stuff like that. But for now, you get to see my sinking fund envelope for it. Let's see. And I also have one for my boyfriend. And this is for birthdays, for Valentine's Day, if I want to surprise him with something nice, anything like that. That's kind of what that envelope is for. And then I have my gifts, which also gets $10. I do plan on bumping this up once we get closer to Christmas, but for now, I'm keeping my gift budget at $10 every other week, just to keep my costs a little bit lower while I'm trying to pay off these debts. So the total for this, and I will need my calculator because I haven't really done this yet. So 40 plus 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. So $120. And that does sound correct. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is take the total of each area and add them together. So I'm going to write total budgeted. And like I said, if I'm spelling stuff wrong, I'm really sorry. Hopefully you can deal with it. And I do have this written off to the side, so I don't need to add it. But the total budgeted is $656.50. Now, I did explain in my monthly overview that my paychecks were a little funky this month because of the new year. My employer had to pay us on the 31st and then on the 16th, but neither of them were complete paychecks. So on the 31st, we were paid for 49 hours, and on the 16th, we were paid for 58. So this week's paycheck was quite a bit lower than it normally is, and you'll see that. So the income, this paycheck was $639.15. So obviously you guys are smart and you know that my income is not greater or equal to my total budgeted amount. Normally what I would do in this case is alter my sinking funds. So I would lower or get rid of some of my sinking funds to adjust to the income for this week. However, I didn't spend any of the money that was included in the paycheck on the 31st. So technically, this income is about $400 higher than what it says here. But the paycheck on the 31st is supposed to be for debt snowball. So I already knew that this paycheck would be a little off and that my budgeted amount was going to be greater than my income. So I did leave that cushion in there to counteract the difference. So I'm gonna write in here, oh my gosh, it's a B. And I do need to get some white out because I've been making mistakes all over the place. So my estimated debt snowball payment for this paycheck is actually negative $17.35. But like I said, I have the $400 that I was paid on December 31st. So this money is going to come out of that paycheck and the rest will go towards my debt snowball. And I'm really excited because that means I have an extra $400 this month to, oh my gosh, I have the hiccups, to throw at my debt snowball, which is my PayPal. And in my previous video, you know that I'm likely to pay off my PayPal in March. However, my goal is to pay it off in February with hard work and selling some stuff around my house. But that is going to be it for this video. If you want to see me stuff my cash envelopes, please wait for the next video that I'm going to post. I don't like making these videos too long, so I do make them separate. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!